Hey guys, Compass here, and today I'll be telling you what every pack in the Crown Shop gives and if it's worth it. Starting with the first pack, the Emperor's Attic pack, it just straight up just gives some housing items. It is not worth it at all. They give some seeds which aren't that great either. So overall, it's just the worst pack I've seen in a while. Next, the Immortals Lore pack gives some pretty neat looking gear. Main thing is it drops a wand, which is really good for low level PvP. So if you ever want to do that, this is a pretty good pack to go for. Now, the Shaman's Lore pack, the gear isn't too great, the wand isn't too great, but it does drop 3 spells, which is Lord of Night, Savage Ball, and Winter Moon. I believe those spells aren't too great right now, so you really shouldn't buy this pack if you want those spells. Those spells aren't really that great, and even so, just farm Lore Master. You could get it eventually, or just craft it. It's not worth it just buying tons of packs for it. Now, the Grizzleheim Lore pack, it's actually a really interesting pack. So it gives Grendel Immense, Hammer of Thor, and Ratatusker Spin. I mean, like I always say, don't go for spells from packs. But the boots that drop are actually really good for life. I don't know if it's the best life school. I think around maybe level 60 to level 90 if you get those boots. I think that's the best for life. But correct me if I'm mistaken, it could be Professor Hordes that's a little better, but I think it's Grizzleheim. Now, the Knight's Lore pack is actually really interesting. The gear is Avalon themed, nothing too crazy, no good stats. It does drop 3 spells, Catalan, Deer Knight, and Handsome Feromi. Of course, Handsome Feromi and Catalan aren't too great. Deer Knight, of course, is the one exception. Really good when you don't have the 4-pip Dragoon Amulet or Ship of Fools. Of course, Deer Knight, I think buying packs for it is just straight up not worth it. So yeah, it's just straight up not a really great pack. Now, the Druid Horde pack. It's actually a really interesting pack. The gear wand isn't too great, except for this one robe, the Myth robe. It's actually pretty good for Cosmic Myth PvP. Of course, I think the Spooky Carnival one is a little bit better, but this is another alternative if you don't want to go ahead and spend that $40. But there's no guarantee that you're gonna get it under $40. Crowns. It does give it an attack badge or mount. It gives some Sunions and Deadly Minotaurs, which are really nice because Sunions can give you Supernova TCs, and of course Deadly Minnow is a really nice TC for PvP. Now, the Keeper's Lore pack is actually really good. It gives Jade gear, really good. It does drop some spells, Brimstone, Keeper of the Flame, Luminous Weaver. So honestly, you really don't need to care about spells from packs. You really shouldn't go for spells from packs. I rather you just should craft them or something. It's not worth it going for the chance that you could get it from a pack. Of course, Keeper's Lore is worth it because of the Jade gear. This is the best Jade gear. I think gives the best Jade hat and the best Jade wand. So yeah, it's just a really good pack. Now, this pack is actually worth it because the robe it gives is actually really good for low level PvP. I'd say if you're around level 30 or level 20 to level 40, the robe here is actually really good. Gives a lot of health, gives a lot of resist. It does drop some spells: Angry Snow Pig, Ninja Piglets, and Pigsy. Of course, like I always say, you shouldn't open up packs or spells. You should just craft them or just buy some TCs from people. Just craft it. But this pack is actually worth it because of the robe, and these spells that you get are actually really good. Now, this pack is terrible in my opinion. For the one reason is that the spells that it drops, Goatmon, Ninja Pigs, and Sumarai, are super easy to farm. Except for Goatmon, actually. But, because you gotta do a little bit into a dungeon. Sumarai, you could get it within an hour probably. Of just farming. It's the first boss in one of the dungeons, I forgot what it's called, in Mushu, and Ninja Pigs, it drops from a boss, which you keep on doing. This is why I think this pack is actually really bad. Gear, terrible. Really, it's nice looking, but it's terrible. It's just not a worth a pack at all. Now, a Professor's Horde pack. This is actually really good pack. The boots it drops are actually cracked for low level. Like, it's so good because it gives so much damage. Like, I think around level 20 to level 40, it just gives a lot of damage. Once you go up past 50, I think that's when you get critical, maybe 60. It's still the best. It's just the best boots for level 62 to all the way to level 90, I believe. It's just very good. It's even like, I think even the level 60 version may be a little better than Malister gear. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. Maybe that's level 70, but still, just the boots are actually cracked. Now this pack is also really interesting. It's a bad pack, but then it gives 2 wands, and it's the best wand for damage, for death, and for myth, I believe. It's tied with one other pack, I believe, for myth, but for death, I think Safari pack is the best. For the damage, of course, you lose out on shads. Is it worth it? I guess so. If you want the max damage under death, then yeah, just straight up go for it. Now the Pandemonium is actually really nice because it gives a balanced wand, which is actually really good. It gives 22% balanced damage, and I think that's the most balanced damage wand in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. It also gives it gives a really nice panda mount, but other than that, it's not really too great. And that wand is just good for damage. I don't think it gives any shad rating, which I think is really bad in PvE as well, because you need a decent amount of shad rating. But yeah, it's an okay pack. It's an okay pack. Is it worth it? Probably not. Sinbad Horde pack. Okay, now the thing about this, it actually is not bad. It's actually pretty good. The wand is actually really nice. Of course, I think it's been outclassed by Fossil Avenger, and because the crit changes, it's gotten pretty bad out of the meta. But yeah, but totally, it's not that bad. The mount it gives is actually very nice. Rock mount, 3% power pip. It's really handy for like balances in PvP, so they can get that 100%, or like cosmic PvP, so they can get the 100% power pip. Because, you know, balances with like turquoise or dragoon robe, they are gonna have 96 to 98, and having that will bring it to 99 to 100. So yeah, it's just really nice. But is it a worth it pack? I'd say so. Now the next is the Spellmental Skyvern pack. This pack is actually really good because it drops this robe called the turquoise robe, and this robe is still, I think, the best defensive / offensive sort of robe for level 90 all the way to level 140, because it's just really nice. It's because in Promethean you could use this, still very good, and in Cosmic I think this is just a really nice robe for balance and fire. Other schools may use it. I think maybe Storm uses it, but I still think 5 piece is still better for Storm. But yeah, it's just like this pack is actually really nice. It's so nice, honestly, and plus you get Spellments out of it. But yeah, it's a very worth it pack. Now the Gulcher pack. It's a pack. I don't know what to say about this pack. It's an okay pack because of the drops, but the drop rate. That's the thing. This pack gives some mount called a Gulcher, which gives school specific damage. It's really interesting. It gives 3% damage. I actually have one right now. It drops this mount. Problem is, I'm pretty sure it's a 1% chance of a drop, and put that probability wise, it's gonna cost a lot of crowns, and there's no it's not like guaranteed like after you buy 100 packs you're gonna get a Gulcher. You could get it before, you could get it later. So that's the thing. The Gulcher is just really rare, and like for you to get it for your school is also really rare. So I don't know, if you have money, it's worth it. If you have money, it's worth it. If you don't, if you're just a casual Wiz player, do not go for the Gulcher. Just buy the bundle. It gives you 2%. You're just losing out on 1%. Like, I think it's like the Battle Havoc, I think it's called. Yeah, just straight up go for that. It's not worth it just going for the Gulcher pack. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Gulcher pack. Now the Spellmental Road Warriors pack. This is actually a really worth it pack, because the wand it gives for ice is really good for Cosmic PvP, because it gives you that set bonus with a Rude Goblin. It's the best wand for ice right now, and honestly, the Road Warrior set is really cool. The gear looks nice, except for the hat. I think I hate the hat, but it's just a really nice pack, and it's a very worth it pack. The wand drop rates aren't too rare. They're actually somewhat, I guess, uncommon, I think you could say. I don't know. They're just, I get them. I've opened up tons of these packs on test realms, and I've got like tons of wand. Maybe I'm just lucky, but I just really like this. And plus it gives spell elements, which I still hate the idea of spell elements in packs, but you know, you could get lucky if you're trying to, you know, go for the wand. Maybe you could get like a lot of spell elements for a certain spell, but yeah. No, this is not worth it. Doesn't give anything good. I don't need to say anything about this. Yeah, this and this. These two are just terrible. Yeah, you can get spellments out of it. There's nothing good out of them. Do not open any of these two. Do not open up the Doomsday Croc and the Pharaoh's pack. The Islander Spellamental pack. Actually, really, I think it's really interesting that King's Isle actually got one of the older packs and then put spellements in it. I don't know. I've always liked this pack because I love how the gear looks. I love how everything looks in this pack. I really like this pack. But the thing is, like, if you're going for stats, this pack is actually just, you shouldn't open it because the stats wise, this is just terrible. It's nothing great, nothing special, but it does give spell elements. But of course, like I say, I haven't said this, but do not buy these type of spellamental packs. I feel like they just aren't that great. Just go for the spellamental Road Warriors, Skyrim, or Celestial, so you can get like actual decent gear pieces while you get spell elements. Of course, if you want straight up to spell elements, just open up this. But yeah, the Islanders isn't too special. It's just something okay. Is it worth it? Not really. This is an interesting pack. The gear isn't good, but it gives some interesting items. It doesn't give spell elements. It's not a worth it pack. It gives a bunny mount. It was just here because caramel, and they wanted a caramel sort of themed pack, and of course there was nothing too crazy, no good stats. You know, it was just an okay sort of pack, and people only used it for stitching. So is it a worth it pack? No, not really. Celestian Spellamental pack is actually, I'd say you should buy it if you want Nautilus and all those other spells you get. This is actually worth it. It's actually really nice. And the drop rates aren't too bad. They're not like very rare, but they're decent. They're a decent drop rate. And I actually really like this pack because the drop rates aren't like terrible. But yeah, honestly, it still takes a lot of money because you're going for a school. So if you're going for a school specific spell and you're getting unlucky trying to get Ship of Fools or like Nautilus, which, you know, really good spells. Ship of Fools is the best AoE for death, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of difficult, but it is still a worth it pack. Now the Astrologer's Horde pack, and you may think, okay, that's probably not worth it. No, it actually is. The wands it drops are actually really good for some reason. Now say if you are a fire that does not want to go with the Gulcher and you open up Primeval packs, you got the mount, just go for the wand from this. It actually gives a little bit more damage, and it's actually kind of worth it because then you don't have to go for that 2% mount that you can buy from a bundle. It's actually a really nice pack. It's not bad. It's actually really good. And like the wand it gives, right? The myth one gives 23% damage, I believe. So yeah, it's a very worth it pack. Actually, it's a very good pack. I would recommend you buy it if you are a myth or fire. Or even death. It's just very nice. It's a very nice pack. Now, the Primeval pack. Best pack. Oh my god. I can't tell you how juicy this pack is. It drops these really good mounts because it has set bonus. So this mount is the best, I believe, for if you're like a death that does not use any bundle gear and you're trying to get the best death damage, this mount is the best. So you can have that set bonus with the Frilosaur, and then you can have like the Uber wand or something. But yeah, this and it gives the best wand for fire, storm, and myth. It's very good. It's actually very good. Of course, and the mounts, right? Because I think the myth one actually gives a little bit of lower damage the myth mount I think is worth it, because then you can put on a 22 damage, 23 damage wand. I think those exist. So yeah, you don't even need a Gulcher, because then this pack is just so good. If you just straight up just go for everything in this pack. Actually, don't just go for school specific. Like if you're fire, balance, death, just go for that universal wand. But yeah, it's just a really nice pack. I really like this pack. So those are all the packs that are right now in the Crown Shop. I appreciate that you guys have watched this far. And if I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.